Everybody, welcome to Late Horror Show. A very small, intimate group of people here tonight, right? Keeping it, keeping it. Woo! Yes, we are casually going to talk about the history of old time radio, CBS Radio Mystery Theater Edition. So sit back, relax, and join in and comment and all the good stuff you want to do. Hit that thumbs up button. You guys know the routine. It's funny you guys said caption this. What's going on, Connie Clary? Black Roses, hey Jody. Sears James, what's going on? Thomas Gordon. Duck Dodgers, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. And I think that's about it. Anyways, so yes, we are going to get into talking about CBS Radio Mystery Theater. I think I really enjoy doing these because we get to talk about each episode and kind of reflect on who wrote it and some notes that may be there for the episode. But before I start that, there's a couple things that are very interesting. I did a little experiment right before the stream. I was on Facebook, okay? And I said, because I know this regularly happens. When you talk about something, then it ends up popping up in your Facebook, stream, as you're scrolling. So I was playing some 1940s music, through Sirius XM. Was just playing some 1940s music. And as I was playing it, I go, well, let's see. Let me start scrolling through Facebook. So I started scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And lo and behold, it didn't take but 1 minute. And 1940s, which I never get on my Facebook. I never get that. I might get old time radio or something. Never old 1940s music. And it came up. It's so freaking, is it scary? A little bit, but it's just so nutty how everything's listening to you in some way. Anyways, little experiment I did right there. Also, if you haven't seen the paranormal show I did last night about the Bothell Hell House poltergeist case, yes, the paranormal show was live. It was live. People, I started putting up my old shows. If they're old shows that aren't live, which are still pretty damn good shows, it would say classic on there. Not that this me explaining is even going to help, but I'm trying to get it out there. If it says classic, it's an older archive show that nobody's ever heard on the channel before. Okay, because these used to be podcasts. Okay. So me putting them up on the channel is just getting all these great interviews that I've had done. 3 of them by Gary Wayne himself, which was just sitting there. I'm like, these are great interviews. I got to get them up. So that's why you see the classic shows up there. And just because I'm not live and on there and talking with my video, they're still great shows. But I cannot believe that last night's show still hasn't reached 500 views. It's like one of the biggest poltergeist cases out there. Lots of evidence, very, very deep conversation, very well done last night. And only 500 people so far views. But anyways, I'm just throwing that out there. If you haven't seen it, go give it a check, man. It's an interesting story. Linda Compton, what's going on? CM, good evening to you. Good to see everybody. Coburn Tweedle, Suppaw. It's about time for me to eat some suppaw. What's up, all? I got it. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Okay. So last time, about a week ago, I ended on episode 118, Dracula, the great Dracula. Hey, Edward Stewart, what's going on? Good to see you. Always good to see you, my friend. Google can't see me. Oh, my God. Yes, they can. Did you just hear my story? Google can't see me. I did a little test where I played the 1940s music, and I went on Facebook and seen how if I scrolled, if I would get 90. Yes, it popped right up. Anyways, so here we go. I ended on episode 118, Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. So we are now on episode 119, okay? Under Grave Suspicion, which premiered in April 3rd of 74 and rebroadcast 2/14 of 74. Nothing really to say on that episode. Also, episode 120, A Lady Never Loses Her Head, April 4th, 1974, rebroadcast from 2/16/74. 119, 120 are rebroadcast from an earlier time. Also, episode 121, The Walking Corpse, from 5/5/74, rebroadcast from 2/17/74. Now here we go with a new episode. What is going on? Hello, Harry Scott. What's going on? Hi, Boy Donuts, my friend Dennis. Love you. Hey, okay. So we are on episode 122, Murder with Malice. Wasn't it a Three Stooges? No, Malice in the Palace. Anyways, Murder with Malice. It premiered on 5/6 of 74 and rebroadcast 7/24 of 74. The cast was Marcia Rod as Marge Prentice, Ira Lewis as Mark Prentice, Nick Pryor as Jeff Henderson, and Stats Cotsworth. I love that name. Cotsworth, can you please go fetch me some coffee? Maybe a cake. British butler, I don't know. Stats Cotsworth as Harvey Prentice, and written by Ian Martin. Murder with Malice. The internet's real name is called data mining. Yeah, you got that straight. Anyways, so what's this episode about? It's written by Ian Martin. He always gives us some creepy, kind of eerie shows. So heavily in debt and unable to get money from his wealthy father, Mark Prentice attempts a desperate scheme. Marge, his twin sister, is easily susceptible to hypnosis. Oh my. And Mark knows the technique to put her under. Oh boy. Hoping their mutual hatred of their father will be enough of the subconscious incentive, Mark hypnotizes Marge and commands her to murder their father in her sleep. In her sleep. In her sleep. So he hypnotizes her and says, when you're sleeping tonight, go murder our father. So I guess that's what's going on. Anyways, no one ever recognized my icon. What is it? It's a flying seal, or is it an eyeball with a... Anyways, let me continue. Notes on this show. Marcia Rod's, everybody try to guess Google Can't See Me, their avatar. Try to, let me put that up there. Try to figure out what that is, because he says no one ever recognizes my icon. What is that? I mean, flying something. Okay, so Murder with Malice. The notes for the show. Marcia Rod's best known roles were in such Broadway comedies as Last of the Red Hot Lovers. Oh, mama, you got me going. What? In Your Own Thing. And she starred as well in Jules Pfeiffer's satiric film Little Murders, 1974. Never heard of it. She can be seen in How to Break Up a Happy Divorce. Yes, 1976. Keeping On, 1981. And Citizens Band, 1977. Here she takes a change of pace and plays the part of Marge Prentice, a woman whose twin brother attempts to hypnotize her in order to make her kill her father. Attempts. Nicholas Pryor played numerous television roles, including that of Jack Felspar on The Bronx Zoo, Jeffrey Trout on 8 is Enough, and Chancellor Milton Arnold on Beverly Hills 90210. Interesting. There we go. Let's see. Did anybody get it? Subconscious. Spy vs. Spy. Yes. Oh, Black Roses got it. Google, is it Spy vs. Spy? Oh, yes. I see it. See, there you go. You ask and you shall receive. Traveling Fools, what's going on, man? Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, Spy vs. Spy. Okay, you guys, I didn't see it. Yeah, it takes me back too, right? Mad Magazine, watching all of, or reading all of those. Anyways, good job, you guys. Good job, Black Roses. Jody got it. Episode number 123, The Suicide Club, premiered 5/7 of 74, rebroadcast, 4 times. Rebroadcast 7/28 of 74, 9/23 of 78, and 6/16 of 79. And who played in this? Who's the actors? The cast: Barry Nelson as Victor Harris, John Barragray as John Smith, Lloyd Batista as Lucas, Marion Seldes as Iris Lorne, Danny Acco as Lieutenant McPhee. Adapted by George Lothar, based on the 1878 short story The Young Man with the Cream of Tarts by Robert Louis Stevenson. Why have I never heard that story before? It's by Robert Louis Stevenson. The Young Man with the Cream of Tarts. Huh. Is it a good story? Anyways, what is it about? What is this about? Yes, Robert Louis, Sirs James, there you go. Wealthy Victor Harris, he confesses to John Smith that he is addicted to gambling and is invited to join a club in which members make the supreme gamble for their lives. Harris soon realizes that members draw cards for the right to commit suicide and play assassin, but changes his mind about the club when he draws one that says he must do the killing. Well, I mean, come on, dude. What do you think? Interesting concept on a show, right? I think we've seen that many times. The Deer Hunter. Oh my God. Talk about Russian roulette, right? Notes on this episode: Barry Nelson has appeared in numerous films, including Johnny Eager, 1942, The Shining, 1980, and Shadow of the Thin Man, 1941, The Human Comedy, 1941, and Airport, 1970. I love how they're all 1940, and then all of a sudden, The Shining, 1980, and Airport, made-for-TV movie in 1970. Very interesting. Those made-for-TV movies. I mean, some were good, some not so. Anyways, on to episode number 124. Let's see, prequel to Treasure Island. LOL is Traveling Fools. Yeah. The Deer Hunter was a great. The Deer Hunter is a classic. I mean, come on. It's a long movie though, but it's one that I always take off my shelf and watch all the time. I love The Deer Hunter. It's a bit heavy, it's deep, but it's it's as strong, I think, as Apocalypse Now. I think it's as strong as that. Deer Hunter, great film. Okay, moving on. I knew it because I read. Sirs James, you read that? Okay, very cool. WWM. Is WWM here? WWM. I don't see. Yes, there you are. Evening, all. Good to see you, WWM. So on to episode number 124. The Breaking Point. We all have it. We all know what it's all about. No, anyways. Premiered 5/8/74. Rebroadcast 7/26/74. The cast. Not the most important. It could be. I don't know. Cast: Roger DeCoven as Professor Baker. We all know Roger DeCoven. He's a mainstay for CBS Radio Mystery Theater. Plays Professor Baker. And we have Nat Polen, who I'm not sure if he's been featured on any of these shows. It sounds like a first, but I could be wrong. But Nat Polen plays Dr. Simpson. And Bryna Rayburn, a veteran, Helen Baker, written by Hank Warner. Hank Warner. Have we heard Hank Warner do a show yet? I'm not sure. What is this about? This episode is about Professor William Baker, attempting to prove to a skeptical young brain surgeon that he can make his wife react to mental energy messages. Wow, a bit like remote viewing, right? Kind of. Psychokinesis, a little bit like that. Orders her through mental telepathy to pick up a loaded gun and shoot him. Oh, what a great thing to have her do. She obeys, to the horror of the brain surgeon. Nonetheless, he is not convinced that her action was entirely involuntary. The mystery. Did his wife really want to get rid of him? This is the perfect opportunity to get rid of this guy. I can't stand him. He thinks he's hypnotizing me, and I'll make like I am, but I'm just going to get rid of him. I think maybe what's going on there. But it's interesting that they're, throwing in a little bit of mental telepathy and, reaching out, remote viewing kind of thing going on there. Anyways, on to episode number 125. Thank you, Connie Clary. Please hit that thumbs up button. If your fingers are okay, if they're not doing good, then, you don't hit that button, because the fingers, when they hurt, the tips of them, it can really cause an issue. Thank you, Connie Clary. Thumbs up and all that good stuff. So anyways, on to, I remember that issue, Doug, talking about Mad Magazine, Yepper. Spy versus Spy. Okay, so we are on to episode number 125. A tiny drop of poison. Just a little bit. Just that puts me in the mood for arsenic and old lace. It's about time I pop that in and watch that. That's usually a Christmas movie. Don't ask me why. It takes place kind of in the fall, when leaves blowing around, and but for some reason I put it in. It's usually a Christmas movie for me. But anyways, A Tiny Drop of Poison. 5/9 of 74, rebroadcast 7/30 of 74. The cast: Tammy Grimes as Eleanor Hartley, Paul Hecht as Tom Caldwell, Bob Dryden as Ted Hatley, Earl Hammond as Paul Grover, and written by Sam Dan. I think Sam Dan, CM, like Sam Dan. The Odd Father is the best Mad Magazine parody. The Odd Father. I don't think I remember that. Oh my God. I'm sure I can look it up. I'm sure somebody's got it online somewhere. Okay, so what is this about? Written by Sam Dan, A Tiny Drop of Poison. I think that says it all, but let's go into it. Eleanor Hartley, a young, beautiful, and ambitious woman in a race for the U.S. House of Representatives. She is dumbfounded when her policeman husband is assigned to investigate a murder she committed in self-defense 5 years ago. One she is sure no one witnessed. Oh boy. The problem is apparently solved when a known gangster is arrested for the crime. Notes on the show. And yeah, very interesting concept. A tiny drop of poison. She killed years prior. And it came out. Anyways, notes: actor and singer Tammy Grimes. Here in her radio acting debut. This is her radio acting debut? I thought I remembered Tammy Grimes in a previous episode, but I guess I'm wrong. Here in her radio acting debut, won 2 coveted Tony Awards for her roles in the Broadway productions of The Unsinkable Molly Brown and Private Lives. Really interesting. Tammy Grimes. I do know her and remember her from singing. Let's see. Edward Stewart. All my Mad and Cracked magazines got stolen by a moving company back in the early 80s. Edward Stewart. Oh, Oh man, I hope you tried your best to sue them or something. I don't know. Anyways, I guess it is what it is, right? That sucks. Arsenic and Old Lace, love the movie. Who doesn't? I do the same thing with movies, Dino. Watch them at certain times. Yes, there's James, because I mean, most of the time the movie's kind of uh, like a shop around the corner. It's a Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Christmas movie. When Harry Met Sally, if we're going a little bit more contemporary and later in years. I mean, earlier in years, whatever. New Year's Eve. So yeah, things like that. But for some reason, Universal Horror Monsters, Universal Horror, I watch those, of course, at Halloween, along with the other ones. But yeah, there are certain movies that just, like Arsenic and Old Lace, doesn't have to be Christmas, but for some reason, I watch it at Christmas time. Anyways, here we go. Oh, yes, definitely sorry to hear, Edward. My gosh. Okay, so episode 126 is Blizzard of Terror. It's rebroadcast from 2/18 of 74. 127, Sea Fever, also rebroadcast from 2/19 of 74. 128, The Walls of Jericho, also rebroadcast from 2/21 of 74. Now on to episode 129. Premieres, it's called The Lodger, right? Premiered 5/13 of 74. It was rebroadcast 8/2 of 74 and 5/5 of 79. The cast. One of the greats, because you guys know I love Planet of the Apes. Zara. Kim Hunter as Nell Pearson. Michael Wagger as Tony Adams. Mary Jane Higby as Miss Mapes. Miss Mapes? Mary Jane Higby? That's definitely a first. This is her first role in a CBS Radio Mystery Theater. Episode 129, Mary Jane Higby. Let's see if she's been in any future episodes later on, huh? Plays Miss Mapes, Mapes. What a name. I'm writing a story. The last name of this person is going to be called Mapes. Like Seinfeld. The Moops. It's not the Moops. Anyways, Joseph Julian as Lawrence Bowen. Bob Dryden as Lieutenant Goldman. And written by George Lothar. Yeah, that was a bummer. A bunch of stuff got taken. George Stewart. 80s, that was the eBay boom too. And that, well, was it? No, that was before eBay. But anyways, so what's this episode about, The Lodger? Usually the title gives it away, but Shortly before one of her female boarders is murdered by the Ripper, widow Nell Pearson rents a room to newspaper reporter Tony Adams. When a mandarin scarlet lipstick falls from his overcoat pocket, the same color lipstick the Ripper writes with on mirrors of his victims, Nell fears Tony may be the mad murderer who kills only widows. There you go. That sounds like a pretty damn good story. Like I haven't heard it before. Of course, it's a great episode. It's a great episode. I think the topic's good. I think it's written very, very well by George Lothar. I have to go back and listen to Mary Jane Higby in her debut performance on CBS Radio Mystery Theater. But yeah, interesting concept, that's for sure. Love Planet of the Apes. Listen, I do too, Edward Stewart. That's why the cats that I had, which my kids now have, Zara, the all black Zara, looked like Zara in the face, kidding. And Zayas, the big tomboy orange cat, just perfect. Ryan 79, hello Dino and chat, late again. No worries. We're just casually chatting, talking, going through these episodes. On to episode number 130. Please give a thumbs up, you guys. Completed cartoon series last year, 12 episodes. Yeah, Edward, I'll say this much. The cartoon is kind of a hard watch. Say along the lines of the animated Star Trek series that was on TV. They're just it's just not the same. But the TV series, that was pretty darn good too. I wish that could have gone on longer, but the movies, I mean, definitely. Anyways, moving on to episode 130. Here we go. The Simpsons did a very funny musical parody of the Planet. Yes, I remember that, Sirs James. That was a good one. Anything Planet of the Apes related. Plant of the Apes, Banana Tree. I see. Okay. Voices of Death. Let's see. Is this an Ian Martin? No, it's not. Usually, if death's in the title or murder, it's an Ian Martin. But Voices of Death premiered 5/14 of 74, rebroadcast 8/23 of 75. The cast, another veteran here, Mandel Kramer as Jason Phillips, Ralph Bell, Peter Truro, T-R-U-R-O, Truro, Evelyn Juster as Claire, Robert Caliban as Edward, not you, Ed, another Edward. Written by Murray Burnett. What the heck is this about? Let's see. So, actor Jason Phillips. My, oh my, he can hardly believe that every time he turns on his television, the apparition of Peter Truro, a recently deceased producer, appears and suggests that Phillips kills his wife, Claire. This was a Twilight Zone episode. This was a Twilight Zone episode. I forget the guy's name who played. You guys know what I'm talking about. I know you do. After consulting a medium and a psychiatrist, Phillips is inclined to believe that Truro's ghost is real enough, and he must use all his wiles to avoid killing Claire. Every time Truro sets up a situation to make it possible. I said that all wrong. Killing Claire every time Truro sets up a situation to make it possible. So yes, says that 10 times fast, right? No. Duck That First Faces of Death was pretty brutal. Duck That First Faces of Death. Oh my God. Listen, I went to the theaters and seen that movie, and it's like Faces. Yeah, yeah, it was shocking. Listen, but it wasn't real, anyways. So yeah, no. If you guys remember that, right? Twilight Zone. You guys remember that episode? It was again. I'm trying to remember the guy. He was also in another Twilight Zone episode where he played the saxophone. Was it? I think that's it. But he was in one where the TV, every time he turned it on, he had the inclination to kill his wife. I mean, you guys remember that, right? Anyways, cat mom, cat dog. You guys remember that cartoon? Anyways, that wasn't bad. I'm trying to remember that episode, Ryan 79. Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying more so to remember the actor, but I can't remember the actor. I still remember the people eating the monkey bread. Oh God, I know. Yeah, well, that was real. Sweet duck, that interesting. Some of that stuff though, what was not. What episode is that? CM. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. He was the guy who. Was it the guy from The Odd Couple? It's Walter Matthau. No. That's not him. Was it him that played in the movie? Anyways, doesn't matter. Good to see you, Cat Mom. That was pretty awesome for that time. Believe it was banned for a while. Edward Stewart. Yeah, Faces of Death, right? William Demarest, Sears James. William Demarest, yes. Jack Klugman. It wasn't Jack Klugman. William Demarest. There you go. Anyone that's a Twilight Zone fan, I think you would remember just from me talking about that plot point. But yeah, and he had the TV repairman come to try to fix the TV. You remember that? And it wouldn't work, and they thought he was nuts, and he would go to his bedroom and lay down, and it was it was too good. Anyways, here we go. Jack Klugman. Okay. Edward, when the guy was in the junkyard, dropped in the car. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Continuing on. Episode number 131. The Forever Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, that's The Running Man. Sorry. This is CBS Radio Mystery Theater. Episode number 131, The Forever Man, premiered 5/15 of 74 and rebroadcast 8/3 of 74. The cast? I'm so dramatic. The cast was Paul Hecht as Jack Hanley, Bryna Rayburn as Della, William Redfield as Sergeant Burns, Danny Acco as Mr. Soames, Leon Janney as Leroy Fraser, and written by Sam Dan. Sam Dan. I remember it, just not the title. Yep, Sam. Yep. Uncle Charlie, My Three Sons, William Demarest. Yep. Sears James, you got. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, what's this about? The Forever Man. Is this going to be about a guy living forever? I mean, what's... Wealthy, elderly Leroy Fraser. That sounds like a song. Wealthy, elderly Leroy Fraser posts bail for a young, vigorous delinquent, Jack Hanley. Then offers him $500,000, a luxurious apartment, and a brand new Mark 9 Borg. Why ain't I saying that right? Fratelli sports car. In exchange, through psychic surgery for his body, oh God, Hanley eagerly agrees, certain the body exchange can never take place, but his girlfriend is not so sure, urging him to give everything back. Wow, The Forever Man, written by Sam Dan. Very good plot. I mean, come on. I like that one. Again, it sounds like an old horror movie. I'm trying to think if that was, because they do pick from movies and old stuff. So I'm trying to think if that was, it sounds familiar when it comes to movies, but anyways. No, that's Forrest Gump. Thanks for sharing that, Doc. I love William Redfield. The Father of My Three Sons is is one of my favorite movies. The Apartment. Oh, The Apartment is a very, very good movie. Yes. Harry Scott, Fred McMurray. Anyways, okay, so there you go. And I'm trying to think of the episode. There's so many. Some don't just trigger, Oh, I remember that. That's right. So anyways, episode 132 we are on now. The Trouble with Ruth. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the babe. What happened to him, man? Anyways, The Trouble with Ruth premiered 5/16 of 74, rebroadcast 8/11/74, and 3/14 of 80. The cast was Marion Seldes as Ruth, Jackson Beck as Hutchins, Jack Grimes as Tom, Gilbert Mack as Dr. Berger, George Petrie, not the wine, as Ralph, written by Henry Slessor. Not to be confused with the lesser Slessor, who never gets credit. But anyways, what is this about? Duck Dodgers, what was the movie? Had Mick Jagger, Anthony Hopkins, Emilio Estevez. Sounds like This Forever Man. Oh, yeah, it was one of the newer, oh my gosh, where the kids get thrown in, they got to all go after each other. Isn't that the movie? I'm trying to think. Anyways, let me continue on. What is The Trouble with Ruth all about? Following her latest detainment for shoplifting, ooh, she's a klepto. Ruth is a klepto. The Trouble with Ruth. Oh boy. Ruth, a young woman with a history of kleptomania, is confronted by two men who claim they will jeopardize her husband's job if she doesn't steal a diamond pin and turn it over to them. Ruth learns, however, that her husband has already explained about her kleptomaniac to his supervisors. So there you go. Simple plot. Simple plot. Simple plot. Say, horror junkie for life. Horror junkie for life. Super sticker. Character holding their head in their hand, saying, "How is it going?" Thank you, horror junkie. $3 super chat. Much love to you. And sorry I didn't say hi because I was falling asleep, but I saw you pop in kind of late last night, and you said a hello, everybody. Good morning, because you were probably getting off work or something like that. And I'm like, oh, somebody say hello to Horror Junkie. My eyes are falling asleep. But I saw you, Horror Junkie. So I saw you. So good to see you. Good to see you. Alfred is here. Hey, Alfred, what's going on? Man, if somebody knows that movie with Mick Jagger, Anthony Hopkins, Emilio Estevez, sounds like This Forever Man type thing. Yeah, I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. It was Free Jack. Thank you, Duck Dodgers. Duck Dodgers comes away with it. There you go. First one to get the correct answer, and he gets a point. Free Jack. Duck Dodgers. No points tonight. But anyways, moving on. Okay, here we go. Next 3 episodes are rebroadcast. Episode 130 is the Horla, from rebroadcast from 2/22 of 74. Episode 134 is The Horse That Wasn't for Sale, rebroadcast from 2/24 of 74. And episode 135 is The Edge of Death, rebroadcast from 2/26 of 74. On to episode 136. Much love, Horror Junkie. Ancient One comes in with Free Jack. Good to see you, Ancient One. I too am with you there. Thousands of years old. Don't really talk about it too much, but yeah, enough said. So The Crack in the Wall, episode 136, premiered 5/20 of 74 and rebroadcast again in 8/9 of 74. What the heck is wrong with me? The cast. How did I get that messed up? The cast. Celeste Holm as Nora. Bob Dryden as Helper. Wesley Addy as Paul. Robert Maxwell as Dr. Coombs. Ann Costello as Ruth. And it was written by Sidney Sloan. What's it all about, though? What's this all about? Yeah, we don't divulge our secrets, right, Ancient One? No one needs to know exactly how old we are. Anyways, this is about a grieving for her dead daughter. Nora appears to be inconsolable until she senses the meaning of a crack in the wall of her cellar. Although her husband Paul and others have tried repeatedly to close the crack, the wet cement they use is mysteriously sucked further into the gap. Nora's belief that the wall is left open for their dead daughter to communicate with them is confirmed when a dwarf who calls himself a helper offers to arrange a meeting with Ruth. Dwarf is not the right word nowadays. It's a little person. Notes on the show: Celeste Holm. And you know what? That plot sounds a whole lot like a giallo film that we discussed a while back. I can't remember the name of it, though. It was where they kept going down underneath. And no, not a giallo film. Is it the Land of the... Anyways, off topic. Notes: Celeste Holm took ballet and drama classes as a child, making her first Broadway appearance in 1938. She scored a triumph in 1943 in the role of Ado Annie or Otto Annie in the long-running Rodgers and Hammerstein musical Oklahoma? Jamie? Home made her screen debut under a long-term contract with 20th Century Fox in 1946 in Three Little Girls in Blue. She won an Academy Award as Best Supporting Actress for her third film, Gentleman's Agreement, in 1947. Home was also nominated for Come to the Stable in 1949, and Joseph Mankiewicz' witty masterpiece All About Eve, 1950. Mankiewicz, I think his son, went on to be part of Turner Classic Movie, taking over for who was the guy before him, but did a great job at what he did too. I don't think he's still doing Turner Classic Movies. Am I wrong? He could be. I don't know. Ovaltine spiked with a shot of espresso. Oh my gosh, horror junkie. That sounds real good. He needs a cane and a small limp. Maybe add an accent. Horror junkie could use more sleep. Get more sleep. Yeah. Dino needs more Ovaltine. Oh my God. Yeah, I think Horror Junkie got it right. More Ovaltine with a shot of espresso. And you know what? The flavor, oh my God, I can taste it in my mouth right now. Sears James, thank you very much. Robert Osborne, yes, he was the one. Ryan 70, Boomer Sooner. What? Robert Osborne. Yes, Robert Osborne. And then was it Jeff Mankiewicz, his son, who took over? I think it was Jeff, but I could be wrong. Anyways, moving on. I love that we're getting so many episodes in each stream. So continuing, here we go. Episode 137, The Longest Knife, not the shortest, but the longest, premiered 5/21 of 74, rebroadcast 8/17 of 74. The cast was Bryna Rayburn as Mama Pilar. Jack Grimes was Peter Miller. Leon Janney was General Zorilla, spelled like gorilla, General Zorilla. Gilbert Mack as Escobar. Escobar, what are you doing to me? I only ask you for one thing. Put it on my desk. My name is Escobar. What the hell did Dino just do? I have no idea, but it was pretty darn good. Anyways, get me going down to the South America. Okay, let me continue. Enough, Dino, with your funny talk. Marion Seldes is Marge Miller, written by Sam Dan. What is it about? What is The Longest Knife about? It's about a restaurant owner in an obscure Latin American country. Mama Pilar vows revenge on the nation's dictator. I shall get that dictator, when she learns he ordered the execution of her only son. Through careful planning, she is able to entice the food-loving ruler to eat a sumptuous meal. Poisoned, maybe? At her own place, but all he asks for, his dictator's orders, is 2 soft-boiled eggs, tea, and a slice of toast. Notes for this episode: Jack Grimes, who plays Peter Miller in this episode, was just beginning, my voice changing, a filming schedule for the role of Baxter on the short-run television series On the Rocks, which would later be broadcast in the winter of 1975 and 1976. So there you go. Let's see. What did I miss? I know Ben Mankiewicz. Thank you, Cat Mom. Why'd I think Jeff? I don't know. Who? I don't. What? Ben. Lady. Jerry Lewis. Ben Mankiewicz. Thank you, guys. Always turn to you guys for the information. Love you guys, man. Love TCM during Halloween, but I haven't had satellite for years. Yeah, it's nice when they definitely used to have that like where they would play the Universal horror films all, month long. But I think they shorten that down and they play kind of different movies. I don't know. Maybe they still do it. I don't know. Let's see. Robert Osborne did not have a son, CM says. Yeah, what's going? No, not Ben Mankiewicz. Anyways, let's see. Did you just have a seizure? What the heck is going on? Why did something? Wow, he's freaking out, man. What are you drinking? Listen, I'm having fun. You guys want me to have fun, or do you guys want me to just? The next episode is okay. I'll do that for the next one. Like 15 years ago, I remember watching a TCM short about hell. Probably 1940s, maybe early 50s. I've researched and everything I can't. Been driving me crazy for years. From the 1940s about hell, 50s. Edward Stewart, any idea on that one? If you can get the recreation of London After Midnight from 2002 on Devil's Night, they did an excellent job on that. Exactly. Yeah, no, listen, just having fun, you guys. But I will be serious on the next ones I read, okay? Out of respect. Episode 140, Out of Sight. It's a rebroadcast from 3/2 of 74. Episode 141 is also a rebroadcast from 3/3 of 74. Prognosis Negative. That was also a movie in Seinfeld that they all went to see, him, George, and Elaine and Kramer. Let's all go see Prognosis Negative. Anyways, sorry, no joking. Didn't mean it. I'm done. Enough said. Episode number 142. This Will Kill You. Rebroadcast from 3/4 of 74. And now we get to episode 143. Does everybody have a cup of tea with them this evening? Are you enjoying yourself? Sit back, relax, and listen to the tone of my voice. Episode 143, Mirror for Murder. Premiered 5/27 of 74. And rebroadcast from 8/16 of 74. The cast is Celeste Holm as Helen Stewart. Bob Dryden as Jerry Farrell. William Redfield as Dr. Bellows. Wesley Addy as Fred Stewart, and written by none other than Sam Dan. What may I say, people, is this episode about? One moment I pause. Google can't see me. $10 super chat, my friend. Thank you. As Dino goes out of character. Peer character rolling on the floor laughing. Google, Google can't see me. Google, giggle. Thank you, my friend. That is special. That is much appreciated. The super chats help out. You better believe it. So thank you, Google Can't See Me. Thank you, Horror Junkie, earlier. The Channel. Oh, Sears James, you got it. The Channel. Yeah, that was also a movie that was playing in the theater. Sears, I don't know a screenshot of the chat. I'll check it out. Thanks. Respect and no respect. Respect, I get no respect. Now I'm scared. Okay. Preferred the freak out. Sears James. Listen, thank you. Keeps our fearless leader going. Exactly. Thank you. Much appreciated. Don't be scared. I'll break character. So what is this episode about? Mirror for Murder. When she sees herself disappearing and fading away every time she looks in the mirror, she's going crazy is what's going on. Helen Stewart, the neglected wife of a rising politician, goes off in a huff, stomps her feet to a mountain resort. There she is approached by two men, a gangster and a federal agent. After the gangster. Now, important again. Her mirror image becomes sharp and clear. Wait a second. This is throwing me off. Okay, when she sees herself disappear and fading every time she looks in a mirror, Helen Stewart, the neglected wife of a rising politician, goes off in a huff to a mountain resort. There she is approached by two men, a gangster and a federal agent, after the gangster. Now important again, her mirror image becomes sharp and clear. So the episode is about her going to a mountain resort to not like be crazy anymore. Is that what I'm trying to remember the episode? Mirror for Murder. What the flip? Okay, notes on the show. Let's see if it explains anything. No. Wesley Addy was Celeste Holmes' fourth real-life husband, who appeared on occasion in a few episodes that Celeste starred in. She was a regular on NBC Radio Theater in 1959 and 1960, which was also directed by Hyman Brown. Nice. Okay. Doesn't explain the episode, but she was losing her sense of self, her own identity. But what did the gangster and the two men that approached her have to do with it? I guess I need to go back and listen to the episode, is what I need to do. Hell's a Poppin', Sears James. There you go. I think you've said what the name of the film, right? That who was asking that again? Hello, Kim Hall. What is going on? Good to see you here. Says hi, everyone. Good to see you, Kim Hall. Have never seen you in the chat before, so welcome to the channel. Welcome to our family. And or Haxon. Well, Haxon was a silent Sears James. Well, so was Hell's a Poppin', I think. He said 1940s or 50s. So maybe we're wrong on both points. Yeah, could be wrong on both points. Witchcraft Through the Ages, Edward Stewart. I could have sworn that he asked or said that it was from the 40s or 50s that he's seen it. So, but listen, it could be either one of those. Anyways, all good stuff, that's for sure. Yeah, good to see you here, Kim. Night Fright Talk Show, good to see you. Tiger Man, what is going on, my friend? Did I miss you in the chat? Yes, I did. Well, I see you now. Good to see you. Edward Stewart, exactly. Yep. Okay, on to the next episode. Episode 144 is a rebroadcast from 3/9 of 74. A Long Time to Die. On to episode number 145. The Phantom Lullaby. The Phantom Lullaby. The title alone is fantastic. Premiered on 5/29 of 74. Rebroadcast 8/18 of 74. The cast: Arnold Moss as Mr. Keene, Rosemary Murphy as Mrs. Keene, Corinne Orr as Ellen Keene, Mason Adams as John Draper, Bob Dryden as Superintendent, and written by Elspeth Eric. What am I doing? I'm going back to the cast. I just read it. So what's it about? To make life easier for their daughter, who has just endured an abortion. Oh boy. Mr. and Mrs. Howard Keene rent a luxury apartment. They don't believe the superintendent's story that the place is haunted and that all previous tenants had quickly moved out. But that quickly changes once their daughter moves in. Wow. This sounds like a deep episode. I'm trying to remember back to. Listen, I know CM probably remembers. Kim Hall says, thanks, Dino. You're welcome. CM, he did say that. Sears James Hell's a Poppin' was 3-strip Technicolor. Yepper. Any suggestion helps. Thanks, Sears Hell's a Poppin' is 1941. Oh, there you go, kind of clear. So yeah, maybe that it's Hell's a Poppin'. I'm not Elspeth Eric, CM. Yeah, Elspeth, listen, CM, I might agree with you on this on this episode, the Phantom Lullaby, sounds a little too deep for what we want to hear on CBS Radio Mystery Theater, right? But it's all about suspense and mystery too. So let's do another one. Episode 146. Let's end the stream because I got to eat something. Let's end the stream on a great episode. Dressed to Kill, episode number 146. Dressed to Kill premiered on 5/30 of 74, rebroadcast 8/4 of 74. The cast: Robert Morse is Peter Vincent and Tina Vincent. So he plays the guy's role and the girl's role. Robert Morse. Interesting. Danny Acco as Harry. Michael Tolan as Murray Wilcox. Earl Hammond as Bum. Hello, my name is... Oh, the bum. Brian Rayburn as Mrs. Gretsch. Written by Bob Juren. That's the first... This is the first one written by somebody... By him, Bob Juren. I think. Am I wrong? I don't remember hearing... Bob Juren before. Peter Wernicke, what's going on? Good to see you. That a boy, Luther. Loved Dressed to Kill. Well, the movie and the episode, but yes. Scott, good to see you. Yeah, hey everybody jumping in here a little late, but yeah, no, it's going to be time to eat soon. So what is this about? Written by Bob Juren, which I think is his first, but I could be wrong, but I don't remember saying his name before. But that's just my brain. So, you never know. Peter Vincent is a con artist and sometimes actor, preparing for what he considers to be the role of a lifetime, the greatest act of his career. His job is to impersonate his own beneficiary, Mrs. Tina Vincent. That makes sense. To collect his own insurance. Johnny Dollar on the case. But Peter Vincent is about to discover that impersonating someone is tougher than he thought. Before he actually sets out on his task, he will set up a small test run to prove to himself and others that he can carry out the impersonation. Notes for this episode: Robert Morse played both man and wife, male and female roles in this episode. Exactly. Was that needed to be said again? So there you go. I leave these at an hour so I can go eat something before the overnight. The overnight tonight, again, is a mix of some shows I haven't played in a while. Sherlock Holmes, Johnny Dollar. There's the Whistler is in there too tonight. Reagan, Jordan. You get a mix of everything tonight. So mostly all detectives besides the Whistler. So enjoy all of that. Now I have Don Knotts in my head, Dino, LOL. Yeah, and listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Love Don Knotts, man. That a boy, Luther. The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. One of the good films from the era. I love it. SW 1700 says, good show. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. SW 1700 West. Southwest 1700 West, maybe a name you see. Mr. Limpet, the incredible Mr. Limpet was another good show. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate it. And again, thank you to the Google Can't See Me, $10 super chat, and Horror Junkie for Life, $3. The Ovaltine with a shot of espresso sounds good. Oh my God. Can I get there? Hey, Dino, I'm late, but surf's up, James. Yep. Got the comment. Yep. You are still around, my friend. Good to see you. My sister got to meet him at the book signing in the 90s. Oh, so cool, Ryan, 79. Okay. So with that said, I got exactly an hour. Well, technically a half hour because, and again, if you haven't seen the Paranormal Show last night, go check it out. It's not a rerun. It's live. If I'm going to do a rerun, it's going to say classic on there. It was a good show last night, and it needs to be watched, I think, So anyways, as always, peace and love to all of my friends in the chat. You guys are my family, my late horror show family. I really appreciate it. And yeah, nothing more